Hi guys, welcome to the Ghost and Virtual Marathon panel discussion where we have some seasoned professionals here to shed some light on opportunities, impact, and insights of the biotech industry. So first, we'll start with introduction from all the panelists. Jay, would you like to go first?
Hello guys, my name is Jay. I did biotech from Centennial. Then I started my full-time job in a small company as a junior QA specialist. And today I'm here in a panel discussion with Sonal.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Next up, we'll ask introductions from Rajinder.
Hi everyone, my name is Rajinder and I did my bachelor's and master's from India, and after that I did some research in cancer, and then I came in Canada and did biotechnology program from Centennial. Then I joined Meriu as a lab technician, and right now I'm working there. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Raj. Next up is Jagjot.
Hi everyone, myself Jagjot Kaur. Currently, I'm working as a quality assurance technician at Capsule Factory. It's a nutraceutical company based in Woodstock. Like everybody on the panel, I also did my biotechnology advanced diploma course from Centennial College, where also I got the opportunity to be a co-op student. I did one semester of co-op as a quality assurance at the current company where I'm working at. Back in India, I have a background of microbiology and biochemistry. I have a bachelor's in it from India, basically. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Sonal.
Thank you so much. And next up, Harley, would you like to go?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Herleen. I'm a biotech graduate as well from the Centennial College. Currently, I'm working with Solina Canada as a regulatory affairs intern. So Solina is basically a food manufacturing company here based in Toronto. Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys. So starting with our first question, what inspired you guys to pursue a career in biotechnology?
My personal story is I love technology, but in high school I chose biology. Unfortunately, I was good at math, but I didn't go into engineering. So after studying boring biology during high school, during my bachelor's, I switched to biotech because that's the fun part of biology, where we solve real life problems like vaccine, biofertilizers, GMO. Those are the real solutions of real world problems through those biology knowledge. So for me, biotech is a fun part. That's why I choose biotech.
Oh, that's a great story. Next up, Jagjot, would you like to go?
Yeah, definitely. My story was obviously as a regular Indian kid, you always want to be either a doctor if you have a background in science, and an engineer if you have a background in math. I had biology in my high school, and that was my plan, giving an entrance exam, but I did not crack it. And then I had a really good support from my teachers, and when I did not crack the exam, I went to my teachers and I'm like, what should I do? And they told me to go through colleges, like topmost colleges, pick up courses that I feel are interesting and read through the syllabus, because all of the colleges, they would put their syllabus semester wise. And that's what I did on a weekend when I had no other option. I was so clueless, out of desperation. I sat and I read through every syllabus of every course that I found interesting. And that's how I came across microbiology. I think what stood out for me was genetics and soil microbiology for some reason. And that made me read more into the subject, and that's how I applied for it. And then I got into microbiology. Thereafter, when I completed my bachelor's in India, when I had to come here, biotechnology was the closest to microbiology as a subject, and turned out to be very similar to it. And that's how I got into biotech.
Okay, next up, what about your story, Harleen?
Sure. I'd actually like to begin with probably like most of our viewers, I was exactly not aware of what biotechnology is. So what I actually got curious or interesting about was back when I was doing my bachelor's back home in India. So I got involved in a research project. So all I knew or all I was doing was I was sitting in a lab. I was working with some loops and some pipettes, working on microorganisms that got me interesting. It was later that I got to know that this what biotechnology is. This is the foundation of biotechnology. And that research experience is what got me interested in that this is what I want to do and go ahead with in my career.
That's great. Can you briefly share your current role and how you got there after graduation?
So yeah, my current role is like I just got promoted from lab technician 1 to lab technician 2 just recently. So how I got here, like this story is a little funny. I was applying randomly here and there, and in the morning, because I started in the other position, because in anyhow you just need to hook yourself in any position first of all. So I just got a sample prep technician there, and then I just discussed with my manager like how my background relate with the food microbiology, and then they promoted me there. So this is how I started my journey here.
Oh, that's a great thing. Next up, would you like to share your point, Jagjot?
Yeah, definitely. I love my story. Let me just start with that. Um, where I work right now is also the employer who gave me my co-op position. So in the summer of 2023, I was looking for a co-op. Summer of 2023, yes, sorry, yeah. I was looking for a co-op, and I had gone through like multiple interviews. I got a lot of interviews, but I did not make it through. And in the same semester, I was also the president of the BioS club, which is the Biotechnology Student Society in Centennial. During that time, I was doing a lot of industrial tour. I was taking a lot of interviews with the alumni, and through that networking, I got this opportunity at Capsule Factory. Like I was introduced to the HR there. Um, on a random Saturday, when I was traveling in a TTC bus, I get an email from the HR, are you free for an interview? Because before that, we would just, our schedules won't align. And because that was the time I was available, although I was in a TTC bus dressed in my pajamas, I was like, no worries, I'll give my interview right now. It was just like a grab situation, because also it was the end of the term. I was desperate to find my co-op. Um, and also it was a nutraceutical company, which was something I always wanted to do. A nutraceutical pharmaceutical was something that always attracted me a lot. So I sat through an interview at Tim Hortons, gave my interview, and at the end of the interview, I got the job. Another thing was, oh wait, obviously I won't say it's luck. It was also because I was ready to move all the way from GTA to Woodstock, which is near London. So that's how I got my first job in the field. I worked here for 4 months as a quality assurance technician. Went back to school, did my 2 semesters. I got rehired again, and I've been here for like good, I think 11 months. Yeah, 11 months. So I'm working in the same, I started with the same position as working on the floor, where, you do frequent checks and stuff at the lines. But then I moved from a department on the floor to the lab where I send samples now, deal with documentation, um, review labels, review SOPs. Yeah, that's me.
Mhm. Oh, that's a great story. Opportunities can come up anytime, so
I know.
folks, be ready. Okay, next up, Herlene, would you like to go?
Oh, yeah, sure. Contrary to Jagjot, I'd say I do feel that I got this job by luck. I mean, I'm very grateful for it, but I say it's luck because I am a biotechnology graduate, and it's very hard for a biotechnology graduate to enter into a regulatory field. And this is one of the reasons my profile right now says that I am a regulatory affairs intern. The reason for me agreeing to an internship after a graduation was because it's a different field. But because it's a different field, I'm getting exposure to now a quality control, quality analyst, and a regulatory affairs. So basically, this has helped me broaden my scope of careers. So I can do, or I'm learning basically about starting from scratch, from quality control, from where the products are made, tested, the paperwork, and from how do we deal with customers and suppliers and documentations. So that's very good to think about me and my job, I feel. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. And next up, Jeff, go ahead.
Sorry, what was the question again?
So, can you briefly share your current role and how you got there after graduation?
Okay, so this would be long because let's start with the current role. My current role is junior QA specialist. What I do is give QA support to production team on floor while doing production. It starts from approving raw material, then doing the line clearance before starting the production. After starting the production, we do the checks. Then we approve the finished goods. Then we handle all kinds of incident reports, deviation reports, those fancy things as well. And yeah, this pretty much is my responsibilities and how I got into this role after graduation. So I would say it's a journey. It's not luck. It's a luck we made through all the efforts we put into. So basically, when you start looking for a job, you may not get response right away. It's very obvious. It's a process. That's completely normal. And the key is to look at the entry level roles. Let's say QA technician, QC technician, lab technician. So when you are applying, you have to highlight your relevant experience. It could be your capstone project, your past job back in home, your bachelor's project, anything. So you have to highlight your those relevant experience. You have to trying to connect the dots with the job description. After that, once you started doing that, you will see the gaps in your knowledge and versus the expectation from the employer. So then you start learning those skills and it's a continuous improvement. So once you do that, you will definitely get a job. That's the trick, that's the process. You have to follow the journey.
Yeah, I agree with Jai. A lot of times we just use the same resume to just apply for all the jobs.
Yeah.
But you have to sit through. At least, maybe if your aim is to apply for 30 jobs, at least do 15 properly. Sit with at least 15. Maybe we don't have the patience to sit through every job description line by line and, tailor your resume, but at least do 15. Let's do 10. But prioritize which company you want to work with, what role is like, attracting you more or suits your caliber more. At least sit with those first, and maybe the later, if you're not sure if you're gonna get in, or you get you're applying for like by a fluke, if you get it good, if you don't get it fine. But if you're very determined for a position or a company, maybe sit with that and tailor your resume accordingly. Take time and do it. Do not rush it. And if it takes time, that's fine, because that's how the process is. You cannot rush through it.
Hmm. That's why I'm
Mhm.
saying, like, try to focus on quality, not quantity.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, when we were in co-op, when they teach us how to apply for job, that's the part of the pre-employment course. When you take co-op, they gave us a Excel sheet where the aim was to apply for 30 per week. That's the aim, that's the goal that was given to us. So apply for 30 jobs. And obviously we could not do it. We had part-time jobs and we had other stuff going on, school especially. So, but they said, as soon as you apply, just write it in that Excel sheet. Where you applied, what role you applied, did you hear back from them? Did they ask you for a cover letter? Did you submit a cover letter or a comment at the end? And I have an Excel sheet filled with all the company names that I have, applied. That's also a good way of keeping track of what companies are there in the market. A lot of times when I do such interviews and with students and I ask them, where do you want to apply, they don't know where they want to apply. I'm like, maybe start from there, read around what companies you have, read around which field you want to go into. So yeah, maybe that's the first step. Maybe resume is later. Maybe start with what you want to do or where you want to do. Have a list of at least 5 to 10 companies with you, and then go and get your resume made and tailored. First step is to make it, and then is to tailor it according to the job description.
Great insights, guys. And also, I love the line that you said, Jay, that it's the luck that we made through our hard work. Mhm. Okay, so next question is, how did you decide which sector of biotechnology you want to go to?
I can go first here.
Yeah.
For me, pharmaceutical and nutraceutical, like I even mentioned before, kind of attracted me, and was because of the fact of one of the courses that we had in Centennial, which was pharmaceutical biology. Was it biology, guys?
Yes.
Like,
Most of the subjects are related to pharmaceutical because we had like subjects
You know,
microbiology
the
and
lab
pharma
we
micro
used to.
lab part, yeah. So the QC part.
Kind of, yeah. So I really enjoyed that particular lab. So that made me think that, maybe that is the reason I want to go into pharma. Maybe that's not the correct reason to get attracted to a field, but that's what made me want to get into pharmaceutical. Yeah, or maybe, it was a hidden child in me who wanted to get associated with the medical field again for some reason. Um, Anyhow, that was the reason I felt very attracted to pharmaceutical and nutraceutical, and we are here right now, so I guess that's good.
so,
So if I look at into my lab, like we receive a lot of food sample from Walmart, Nanak Bakery, like whatever in a daily routine we eat. So meat sample as well. So the process we already did in the Centennial labs. So whatever we do in right now in our lab at Meriu is quite similar, but this is very helpful, and I think all the subjects are related to the labs in anyhow, like Jagjot is working in pharma related industry, so pharmaceutical science, that subject is more related to Jagjot, but microbiology and food microbiology related subjects, they help me a lot to work in food microbiology.
thank you, Raj. Next up, we'll ask this same question from Harleen.
I'm sorry, can I get the question again, please?
Yeah, so the question is, how did you decide which sector of biotechnology would you want to go to?
Okay. So in my case, considering I'm working in a little not so biotechy sector, so I won't say a program from the college as such helped me. One of the reasons of me entering the regulatory sector was when we graduated, I had friends working in the QA and the QC field, so I used to get insights of what the job profiles are. And apparently they were not clicking with me much. So I was not really attracted to those job profiles. And then I landed up on this internship which had regulatory affairs. So it has documentation, how are we dealing with it, borderline regulations, government regulations. So that is something that intrigued me, that oh, there's something new to learn on the job. I know I would not it gets a little boring. It's a desk job that I do. You have to sit in front of the laptop 8 hours a day. But it's still you're learning something new about either the ingredients, something in the plan, or something about the regulations, because the government regulations, they'll keep on changing every now and then. So you have to be on your tips and stay updated with that. So that part is what intrigues me about my job, what I love about my job. And I'd like to add on about my college. So what helped me get to this job is the extracurricular that we did in college, I'd say. Getting up or priming up your soft skills, be it communication skills, time management, or organization skills. They are the soft skills that will help you get through your job or will earn it maybe as well.
Maybe it's a good thing that you don't land up in a job right after graduation. You get to see people and take their
Exactly.
experience.
Exactly.
I guess it worked out for Harleen.
Mhm. Okay, next up, Jay, would you like to share some insights?
With the same question.
Yeah.
So honestly, I wanted to work in any sector like food, either food, pharma, or research, because what matters most to me is the skills or experience I can gain by working through all of this sector. And As a fresh graduate, I would rather focus on joining a good company that align with my career goals rather than being too specific about the sector, I would say. So I really don't mind working in any sector
Mm-hmm.
as far as it serves the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can start with whatever's coming to you right now,
Yeah.
and then gradually you will learn about other fields. Like you have your college friends working in different fields, you hear stuff from them like Harleen did, and then you'll know, what aligns or what aligns with what you want or how you want your career to progress. So maybe, yeah, take whatever. If you don't have to make a choice and you only have one choice, maybe take that choice fully.
Exactly.
That's
I would
absolutely right.
that. Sorry to cut you off. I
No,
would
go ahead.
agree with that. And one special thing with the Canadian industry is you can switch places. You can grow either vertically in a company or you can go horizontally in switch of places. You can even switch industries. You can go from food to pharma, pharma to food. So that's one good thing with the place that we are working in.
Yeah, because I have my seniors at work who used to work in food and now they are in a nutraceutical company. Used to work in a cannabis industry and now they are working here in a nutraceutical company. So you can switch because it's your skills that transfer. It's experience counts, but your skills transfer. Are you able to are you good at reporting? Are you good at making reports? Are you good with attention to details, right? Are you able to think fast when something goes wrong on a production line? Are you able to make that decision?
Mhm.
So yeah.
And I also feel like this is a perk of being in biotechnology. We basically learn everything. So we have more opportunities to grow into various kinds of fields.
Definitely. Like if
Mhm.
if you take our course as a reference, biotechnology diploma, you could go into two ways. Actually, three if I wanna expand. You could go into research, like hardcore research. You could go into labs, actually doing hands-on experience. You can go into QA QC, where you know what can be done, what tests are be done, how they are done, but you are more into compliance basically.
Mhm.
For my job, like because I have a background in microbiology, I know how tests are done, what method is done. When you say HPLC, I know what HPLC means, and that helps me in my job because when I have to send out samples for testing and our client want a certain method, or that sample has to be tested by a certain method, then when I reach out to labs and they are like, you know what, we don't have this, but we have this method available. Does it work for you? And then we negotiate, okay, this works for me, this does not work for me. Can you build a new method for us? So my understanding of the method helps me theoretically. I'm not doing that, but I understand what HPLC is, what TPC is, and that
Mhm.
helps me communicate and tell them what we as a company, as a client, want from a lab who's doing testing for our samples.
And our next question is kind of similar on skills. So, what kind of soft skills and technical skills are important in the field?
When you just do interview with the company, they don't go technical details. They just check your more ability to, about the soft skills. How you gonna communicate? Are you confident enough? Do you have like a leadership quality? Do you team player? And are you like a independent and as well as like a team management kind of person? Are you able to work in a little pressure? So these kind of skills you have to learn and show yourself during the interviews, like yeah, I can manage and perform in a high pressure as well. So yeah, these are the skills are very important in the company as well. For example, in if I am in the company, even in the high promotion roles. So they don't ask me the technical like question how you perform this and that. They just ask me, okay, now you will have a more responsibility. Okay, how you gonna handle this responsibility, and why you want to take this responsibility. So this is how you need to answer in a very specific way while using your whatever you are doing and giving as example. Okay, for example, we receive a lot of big samples, so we're gonna prioritize which test codes should be done today and what should we can carry over, because some test code have some specific incubation time and some of them have a little incubation time. So by talking to the team, like, okay, is the media ready for the all the samples, all the prep is done and labeling is done, all the documentation is done. So while doing these kind of things, like organizing, prioritizing, communicating with everyone, and appreciating team, and making your behavior positive, and energizing yourself, they help a lot. And this is how you grow in the company.
Rajendra was saying, I feel like when you're sitting for an interview and you want to show that you have the soft skills, prepare for the situational questions. Prepare, and you always have a list. You can always find a list of questions on the internet, or even for us, there was a course called Professional Practices. We did practice situational questions over there. But contrary to what Raj said, I believe that some of the employers will ask you technical questions. I was sitting for one of the interviews during my co-op, and I prepared for all the situational questions, my introduction, and I forgot to brush up my um, a theory on HACCP and food safety and food pathogen, and that's what they asked me. They asked me my introduction, and they dived right into what is food pathogen, what is food safety, what is HACCP, what are the points in HACCP, and I wasn't ready for it. I did give it a try basis on what I remember, but you know what? It still did not hit the point. It should have been. I should have prepared more for it. So prepare for it. Sonal, if I'm not wrong, you sat for an interview and you were asked gram staining because you were applying for a lab position that time.
Yeah, that's right.
Be prepared for both the sides. Your
Mm-hmm.
situational questions, your theory, at least like basics of, if you're applying for a lab, go for basics of gram staining and microscopic, like,
Microscopy techniques.
yes, sorry, yes, that's the word I was looking for. So yeah, other than that, I feel like um when you prepare for an interview, just be confident with with your background. Don't think, oh, I don't have this part of the requirement in the job description.
And I would like to, I'm sorry to cut you.
So
I
that
would
will
like to add something like, don't be like over smart there and simply just stick with your basics and speak whatever is necessary. Don't speak very like unrelated techniques like I know HPLC, I know this and that. We know like some people know on the basis of theory, but you, if you haven't performed anything, don't say anything, just stick with the, like, I know how to handle the little instruments like pH balances, how they work, these kind of things. Yeah, so they just want to see your honesty as well towards the work, like you are not exaggerating many things. So yeah, thank you, Jigjol, for adding little on it.
of course.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you guys are absolutely right on that part. All the interviews I have given as well, it was basic questions like gram staining, and the next question was the media types, which we already know since we have done so much in biotechnology. And other questions are just soft skill based, time management, organization. So it's just, I feel like, a person should have a clarity of that and just be confident in yourself.
Yeah. Even if you don't have an experience in the field,
Mhm.
just something you've done in school or during your projects or during an extracurricular activity that will speak up for your transferable skills, like time management, team leadership. Think that if you don't have an experience in the field, you won't be able to give up examples. Just know where you have put your time and skills in.
And I would like to add something like, if you show your like how enthusiasm you have in the position, like you should have a learning attitude. They just appreciate this thing, like, okay, at least he wants to and she wants to learn something in our company, and so this really gonna help. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much, guys. And moving on to our next question. How important are internships or co-op placements in biotechnology?
So, okay, so I'll start. So, yeah, I would say both ways it's important, and not that much important as well, because I see both type of people in my company, like internship one people and the those who don't have the internship. Both are in the labs, or they are working good. But in the internship, if you got a chance to hook up yourself in any company, just go with it and don't miss the chance, because you as a start as a intern and a co-op in a company, but you introduce yourself and you learn a lot there. So if you have a good learning attitude, and you are learning like how what's the company environment, how they do documentation, and how they maintain everything in the lab. If you have that kind of attitude, and they don't want a very fresh person than a person who already with there for a while, right? So they always prefer a co-op person, but it doesn't mean that they don't hire a fresh person who don't have a co-op, because I didn't do any co-op and any intern. But like, as I already mentioned, you show your interest, how which what kind of skills, technical skills, little bit like microbiology, your biotechnology mindset. Show them, like they can believe on you. Okay, that person could be a good employee in our company. Yeah.
Panel is a good example of co-op works, and maybe you don't need the co-op. Like, four of you guys did not have co-op, and you guys are still doing great in your field, and I had a co-op and I got a head start. It's just that. So another thing that I want to say is, what a co-op actually does is, it gives you an idea what a facility or a lab's gonna look like, how it's gonna be run. When I started my co-op, one day before the first day, I was sitting and I was like, I don't even know what I've signed up for. I just know that the company has trusted me, that I have the potential to learn whatever their system is. And that's how it happened. Like, I did not know what a manufacturing facility looked like. I have never seen one. I have never been in one or worked in one. But once you start, also people are understanding here. They understand that you don't have a background. You are going to slowly learn. But what's more important is, are you willing to put that effort? Are you willing to ask questions and learn about the facility, so that you have a grasp of the whole system? So if you have a co-op, well and good. If you think you have good reference where people can, refer you, use it. That's fine. If you don't have it, that's fine. Go the straight path. That's fine. Use your resources as much as you can. If you can find an internship, that's fine. If not, it's okay. You will have Everybody has their first day job. It's gonna happen either via co-op, internship, or an actual full-time job. So it does not matter, but I would say it helps in creating the network. And somebody can vouch in for your professionalism, or vouch in for the fact that you're a good learner or not, right? So again, it's not going to make much difference. I've seen people without a co-op getting into good jobs.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much. Moving on to our next question. How can students explore biotechnology careers before graduating? Are there clubs, competitions, or volunteering opportunities, or anything else that you'd like to share would help students get into a field?
Say, as we did talk about internships and co-ops, I guess they are one of the biggest ways to get a very hands-on exposure of what the industry is. Apart from that, if I take the example of Centennial, so we had a biotechnology club in Centennial. We did organize industry tours as a part of the club program, which I do feel was great for the students, because you get to see what the industry is. You're not working there, but you get an insights of how will it look when you go there, or what are the people you're surrounded with, what are the different sections that are working in. If you cannot go in there, we do also have, I would also say, I don't think so every college or every student will have the opportunity to be it. For example, we have thousands of students, but we used to do a lucky draw of only 10 or 20 students that will have the lucky chance to go and visit the industry. To the students who cannot, we have YouTube, we have the manufacturing facilities. I do feel that internet is something that we should explore when we are coming we are living in this tech world. We can use it to explore the paths that we have, and the things that we can see around us. Apart from that, I'd add one last thing. If you do get an opportunity, we have something known as a job shadowing. It is not a very prevalent or not a very famous thing. It's very tough to get into. It's not very easy because it consumes the time of the person in front as well who you are shadowing. And to explain in a very layman term, job shadowing, as the name suggests, it's basically you are shadowing a person on their work. You're just seeing what they're doing. And that's basically what you'll do, even if you get into a new job or if you're doing an internship. That's the basic first week of your job. You're just seeing what the people around you are doing. So I guess these are the ideas that I have.
So adding into this, I would say like one other thing people can explore is like they can volunteer themselves for they can never hesitate to ask, always reach out through LinkedIn and like write a message, like a very quiet and full message like I want to volunteer if there is no jobs. They love volunteers because they are not going to pay that volunteer, but yeah, it's definitely help. And this is how you enter in a company and learn. And they also see like you have the attitude like for the science and biotechnology, right? And always ask. Without asking, I don't think so you will get anything. Asking and spread your network, that's a good thing.
Being proactive is must. Personally, from my experience, I have been volunteering a lot. I started as the in the Biotechnology Student Society, then I volunteered for the school, and then I just expanded the network through OFPA, which is a Ontario Food Protection Association. And then I also got into Evolution, and I'm volunteering for City of Toronto as well. I feel like the more areas you expand into, the more experience you have, and the more insights would a person have to how does an industry work, and which area would someone like to go into. And yeah, these are some of the experiences I have, and I feel like volunteering is a really good opportunity for a person to learn. Okay, next up, what advice would you give to someone in high school or college exploring biotech careers?
I think this is we already discussed like they should keep their eye like what kind of opportunities are there. They should engage them into the clubs and the events like hiring events, even they are not eligible, just explore like what's the process, okay, so that they can prepare themselves prior to the hiring process. They can get a good overview like how what kind of questions, what they are looking for, what kind of skill set they're looking for. And after that the LinkedIn is very good platform where they can connect with the people. They can just talk casually and a little bit about companies, yeah, these kind of things. And it's a very important thing, whatever they are studying, study well, and try to understand those things like how these things gonna apply in the industrial, in actual way, in a, on a application way. Like if I am learning dilutions, enumerations, right, how we gonna apply there. how like a real situation kind of thing, right? Why salmonella? Why listeria, right? Why not like a cancer is happening in the food, right? So any weird question, anything, you should ask yourself in during your schooling, your graduation. That would help you a lot in getting into the job. Yeah.
Great insights. Would you like to recommend something, Jack?
For me, I would say focus on learning, not grades. Try to get hands-on experience, develop soft skills like communication skills. Problem solving is one of my favorite soft skills, which I think very helpful. That was very helpful to me while being on job, because any industry is a somewhat at some level it's a regulated industry, so we have to apply those regulations into practical scenario in day-to-day life or day-to-day task over there. So the problem solving skills is the main skills which require to those apply those broad principles in day-to-day operation. Yeah, that's it.
Would anybody like to add on to that, or something that you would like to say?
I'd like to pitch in 3 points, I'd say. However, it'll basically culminate what we have said as of now in the whole meeting. First up, do extracurricular stuff. Apart from academics, extracurricular is the way to go, because this is one way you develop your organization or communication, basically your soft skills. This is how you'll polish them all throughout according with your academics. Second most important thing that helped me was networking. And extracurricular activities are a way you'll network with other peoples. The more you'll network with other peoples, the more you'll get to know the people around you. It's the more network you'll build, the easier it would be to expand your knowledge in terms of what we have around us, and to develop a network that can help you get into places or in new jobs. And one last thing that I'd like to say is, this point has been emphasized enough, I do feel, but this is something, this was said to me in one of the tours that we went to with the club. And this is something that I use in a lot of my interviews, that, if a job profile is there for you and it's matching 60 to 70% of your profile, that's well and good for you. You should go ahead with that job, because that way you are learning something on that job. And that should be the purpose of the job, that you're learning something new on your job. If you know everything there, i I don't think that the job is for you, because you know everything. There's nothing that you are learning. So that's also one purpose of the job, that it should be served. I'll sign off with those points.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much, guys. That was our last question. And thank you so much for joining in and shedding some light on biotechnology careers and all your experiences. And the folks who are listening, if you have any more questions, reach out to me through the Google post, and I'll contact our panelists and answer you to the best I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.